trends. So today we have a very interesting entrepreneur. He is a plantrepreneur. So, and he is also a college dropout. So generally the college dropout generally go on to become a social network founder. But this guy has become a founder of a plant-based enterprise. So we would love to hear from Animesh what his startup is, what is plant-based enterprise, and how his journey has been. Over to you, Animesh. So let's begin with within your company, and then you also tell us what is plant-based foods, because not many of us would know about it.
True. Great. So OatsUp is our brand name. So what OatsUp defines is we make, your people have oats, like people are aware of oats. So we make your super healthy, but boring oats into interesting and even more healthier oats through our plant-based beverages, which are made of oat milk. Now, oat milk is something which is new to the Indian market, but people are getting aware of it. Like we have soya milk, almond milk. So oat milk is kind of very nutritious milk that can be replaced with a dairy alternative, as a dairy alternative can be provided. So OatsUp aims to start with that kind of mindset, and going further, we will be dealing with certain milk alternative products, which can be made interesting and tastier than the usual ones. So that is all about the oats.
Yeah. So can you tell us about plant-based food? What generally this is, and as an individual, not many of us would know about plant-based food.
Yeah. So plant-based comes into the veganism, right? So vegan is a word which people know. Veganism is making sense all across the country, and it's been there since like decades in our entire planet, right? So veganism is based on certain things, and plant-based is just a part of it. So vegan is something where we refrain from ourselves from using any animal ingredient or any animal product. We don't use them in our food, in our lifestyle, let's say clothing, or in any way. We don't exploit animals or do any kind of harm to them, right? So that is complete entire veganism concept is based on. A plant-based diet is something which comes as a subcategory of entire big category. So plant-based diet is one aspect of that. Plant-based diet is something where we refrain ourselves from consuming dairy or meat or egg or any honey or anything related to animal or animal product. So we refrain ourselves from doing that. So plant-based food is getting popular. I mean, we see Beyond Meat and all these startups, Impossible Foods, they are making plant-based burgers, and we get to know a lot of news about those things. Now they have been there. It's been around 9-10 years since they are in the market, but they started booming now because people are getting aware. US market is full of vegan options. 40%, 50% people around have already started consuming out of the entire country. 40-50% people already started consuming, alternative options, whether it's a meat alternative or milk alternative. Dairy industries are collapsing. They are going bankrupt because of demands of, plant-based alternatives, and things are going very good at this time because this is a high time for plant-based businesses, especially meat and dairy, because those are the two things which are very common in people's life, even in India. So even other startups like making plant-based egg or plant-based other fish or something, any marine or seafood based of plant nutrition, or chickpeas or other ingredients which are very common in our diet. So this is kind of innovation. It involves food science, it involves technology, it involves several different things, but it's a kind of innovation that people get to see, and it's good for environment, good for health, doesn't have any antibiotics and other artificial stuff in that, which are normally animals are treated with, antibiotics and all these things. Good for health, good for heart, and good for environment and animals, of course. Animal welfare is a topmost priority in that.
Yeah, awesome. So could you give an example, Animesh, on a plant-based milk? So how a plant-based milk is made, and the plant-based milk are? Generally what we know, it's a dairy which is coming from a cow or a buffalo, or we would generally be encountering a coconut milk or a soya milk. So are these plant-based milk, or how do you tell the viewers what is plant-based milk?
Great question again, because plant-based milk is something like it's a term which itself is a new thing for any Indian consumer, but it's been there since like decades, because soy milk, almond milk, and there are like around 30-40 different kinds of milk already present in on our planet. But you can milk anything which can be milked, apart from cows and buffaloes and goats and camels, right? People started milking camels. That is something disgusting. But again, if I talk about a plant-based milk, that involves, we have oat milk. Now I'm into oat milk. So oat milk is there. Now different kind of milks are based on different kind of seeds and ingredients. So every kind of milk has certain base ingredient, hero ingredient. So let's say soy milk, almond milk, cashew milk, walnut milk. Even we have flaxseed milk, even pistachio milk. So different kind of milks are there. One oat milk is something which is, which has very high quality nutrition, and also there are certain advantage of oats, because oats are perceived as healthier already, right? People are not allergic to it. It's naturally gluten free. It's a soy free. It's every allergen free. So that is added advantage. Also, it tastes much better than other alternatives available, and kind of it's super affordable, because almond milk we see as an expensive side, right? Almond milk, if you go to the retail store, you will find almond milk is priced at 250 rupees or 300 rupees per liter. Now that is something which refrains people from consuming it on a daily basis, right? I won't consume it personally if I'm a vegan also. I won't consume almond milk. I won't even consume soy milk. The soy milk also is priced around like 90 rupees, is kind of affordable in terms of plant-based milk. But again, soy milk has, negative mindset in people's mind. So soy milk has a perception in people's mind that it's, various myths are they already there. Now it's hard to educate people about soy milk. Soy milk is very common, and it's even cheaper than milk, cow milk. But still, it's not that much. It hasn't influenced people to switch to that soy milk. Also, it's a kind of compromise in terms of taste and texture that people usually get from their, cold coffee and cappuccino and all these things. So a lot of challenges are there in terms of compromising with the taste, texture, and mouthfeel, all these things. Oat milk is something which I'm making, which eliminates these things at certain level. And as we do R&D more and more in future, if we scale up the things, we'll focus on much more on R&D and innovation, and that can easily bring it to the conventional side, and it's super affordable for us as well. So we want to keep it. Affordability is something which I highly prioritize after taste, because taste is something which people get hooked to. So taste is something which people don't want to compromise, even if the price is higher.
Correct. I am a niece who doesn't like having oats. So if you give her oats as part of the breakfast, she will never take it. So,
Exactly.
She's 10 years old. So how would you encourage those 10 years old or 15 years old to start taking oats milk?
So that's why, we make oat milk. So that's why we say that we make your oats, your boring oats, you're healthy. It's healthy already. It's healthy, but it's boring. We don't want to consume it, or it's bland taste or this and that. So we want to make your boring and healthy oats into super healthy and interesting by adding our oats drink. So our drink is very convenient and very versatile. You can add it into your cornflakes. It's a chocolate flavored, pure 100%. It doesn't have any artificial thing as well. It doesn't even have sugar. It doesn't have white sugar. So we put coconut sugar, which is much more healthier option when compared to white sugar, refined sugar, right? It's a very bad thing, even for kids. So you can put it into your cornflakes. You can put it into your oatmeal bowl. You can directly have it on the go. So it's super versatile, and we just want to brand it and target it as a convertible drink that can be used in many ways, even apart from drinking it directly from the water. So that is added advantage. So your niece will definitely like it. I'm sure.
Definitely, yeah, I would give it to her. So, calling, I mean, how did you build those expertise, Animesh? I'm not very sure in India, do we have those expertise? Look, factory, the manufacturing, the packaging. So, how did you go about building that expertise? Are you from that background? Have you done something like this before? So, how did you brought those expertise?
So it's a super interesting story behind it. Let me start from my college days, because college is usually for the exploration, right? It's an exploration playground, I call it, because college is not for education system. That is something which they kind of don't know what they exactly are teaching. But education is something, college is something which is for learning playground, I call it, because that's the place where you explore the things, exploring playground. So I was into the same playground, exploring the things. I used to do, DJ thing. I used to learn DJ, and I was also into stock market and used to learn these things. I was into computer science since I was having computer science background, like branch. So I was doing coding and website making, all this stuff. But while exploring these things, multiple things in 2, 3 or 2.5 years, I was getting, a mindset that is this something I want to get into, or is there something meaningful or contribution thing that I can make, or is this something that I will do masters and go to other country and do MS and all these things over there, or go for a corporate job? Or they might pay you good, but again, it's up to you. Does it interest you or not? So that was a kind of exploration and uh, getting into thought process that what do you exactly want to do? You to figure out. So randomly, I was not into the hunt of ideas or something, that I wasn't even aware of plant-based thing or something like that. It's just something that came up, that one startup, I won't give the name, but one startup at that time in 2018 raised a funding of X million dollars, and it was an article, and I was reading that they were doing supply chain of chickens and muttons and all these things. So I got furious after reading that article, like, these guys are doing bad for the environment in chicken, and they are getting funded for X million dollars. So I got furious about it, and I thought, is there something that I can do, or I can make something which can go against them? I was having that kind of mindset. So I started doing research and figure out that, okay, plant-based meat or plant-based chicken is something which non-vegetarian. It was just a problem-solving mindset that I had, and I started doing research, and slowly I met people. I did my research online, and I pulled out my laptop, read research papers, all these things, YouTube videos and recipes and all these things. I was having computer science background, and I never thought that I would ever enter into the food industry or beverage industry or things like that, plant-based industry. But that thing happened, and then I started working out on product. We pitched to several events, IITs and IIMs, and we won many prizes, press release, and all these things happened. But again, winning competition is something altogether a different thing than starting or running a startup, actually running a startup. So that was a kind of learning for me, that, okay, I was winning X amount of prize money for that competition. I was good at presentation skills and persuasion and all these skills, right? Public speaking. So I was having this unfair advantage over our other players or other in competitions, that we were getting recognized and we were getting selected for those startups. So all these things happened plant-based meat, but again, I had issue with my co-founder. That usually happens with everyone, I guess, in the beginning. So it happened, and I thought, like, it won't be my thing. So I left the thing. Okay, so it was some issue. So I thought, like, let's get away from this toxicity, and let's go into something, like, we will start something else. I mean, I didn't want to destroy the relationship with that guy. So I was continuing this thing, and I started. Then I turned vegan. So before that period, before July 2019, I wasn't even vegan. I was vegetarian, born and brought up vegetarian, but I was not vegan, even not much aware of veganism, right? So vegan, then I started doing research, and I came across vegan thing. Okay, we have to ditch milk. We have to ditch all the dairy products. So what will we consume, right? So I did my research, all these things, and I happened. And this was a kind of personal problem. WhatsApp was born as a personal problem, which I used to face in those days. Because since I turned vegan, I cannot consume any dairy or dairy products. So whenever I used to go out with my friends at cafes and restaurants, they are consuming cold coffees, smoothies, all these things. And they used to tease me, like, order drinking water for you, order a bottle of water for you. So they used to tease me in that way. And I used to, like, why did I choose to come with that? So that was a kind of conveniency and affordability and accessibility of the product, which I found a gap in the market, especially in Jaipur, because Jaipur is kind of virgin in terms of veganism. People are not even aware of many things, and we don't get to see options, because Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore have already vegan cafes and vegan options at many places. But Jaipur was something which I thought, if if I'm facing the problem, what will I do? I'll create it, right? As usually. So I started working in the product, and again, I pulled out my laptop, did my research, contacted people on LinkedIn, met people offline, online, and food technologists, all these people, and made MVP, like did 400, 500 experimentation on single flavor. Kitchen was full of mess and all this things happened, and then figure out, okay, this oat milk. So earlier, even before deciding oat milk, I made like around 10, 15 different kind of milks. So I needed to figure out what is the best case scenario out of all the different kind of milks. What are the other challenges? Future challenges, of course, because even if you are making milk at this time, you should be thinking of future consequences, nutrition value, or something, acceptability in terms of price and customer perception, and what is exactly what is going down in the market already and what is going up in the market. So oat milk was favorable. Oat milk became our best friend, my best friend, and I just did friendship, and we are still in the friendship.
Awesome. So you have, I mean, this is a very capital intensive business, right? Which you are getting into. So you have set up any factory, or is it something home like setup where you are doing things at bulk? How are you operating? I mean, what is the operations like?
Yeah. So initially, everyone starts with the kitchen, right? Kitchen or lab. Everyone starts with the kitchen thing. So I did the same thing, and locally Jaipur is not so resourceful in terms of like these things. So I struggled a lot. I mean, contacting people back and forth, and like they are rejecting, and they are like not showing any interest because they are not aware what is oat milk. So there is an ice cream factory. I convinced them somehow that your ice cream is not selling. Let me help you with my oat milk. We will sell oat milk ice cream, right? So I somehow convinced them because of some reason, meeting a relationship building, connection building, and then things started happening. So we made our trial batch over there. But again, I thought initially we have to build the consumer awareness and consumer acceptability in the market. So I did the trial batch over there, but we are starting out, like we started out in March. So at that time also we started in cloud kitchen. So right now also we are starting out again in the cloud kitchen. So cloud kitchen is something. Earlier I was targeting cafes, restaurants, and caterings and gyms, but all four things are off right now. Right, COVID-19 had collapsed all our dreams, so everyone's dreams. So again, I had to just pivot it to something which is online delivery. Online delivery in collaboration with farmers market and website and Instagram ads and all these things. So we will be generating leads organically through that way. That is one way I'm targeting, and let's see how the things go, because Swiggy Zomato is something which is favorable at this situation. This is
exactly
what I'm thinking.
So what is initial feedback which you have received? What is the kind of opinion reviews you have received? How people reacting?
Yeah, so I had amazing experience. See, initially starting with starting with our friends. So our friends were very generous in terms of giving us very honest feedback on our product. So I really enjoyed their feedback. But again, as like we did, I said 300, 400 trials, things started working out. And then I even had a free sampling over farmers market in Jaipur, and free sampling was there, and like I was sold out, totally sold out. And even like people liked it so much, and kids loved it. I mean, people were like crazy, and even people with diabetes, like old people, 60s and 70s, they liked it because there is no sugar in it, in like raw sugar or that kind of. So I thought I got a lot of good feedback in terms of taste and texture, and affordability is something which is a second priority for us, because again it shouldn't be something which is for premium class or upper class, or something which even middle class should be able to afford. 60 to 70 rupees average, it's a very common thing. So we want to get into that market, and targeting people who are actually health conscious, and vegan or health conscious, or want to get healthy beverage or healthy breakfast in that.
Correct. So this is a very niche area which you are getting into. So I'm sure marketing would be very tough. So, but still, I mean, as the product is evolving, what is the future plan? I mean, how many set of products you have currently, and what is the plan you have for next 1 year or so? I mean, after the COVID thing hopefully stabilizes, what is the plan?
Yeah. So right now we just have a flavored oat milk beverages. So flavor, we have chocolate milk, and we have a strawberry, which is natural, 100% natural. We don't use any chemical like other, 20 rupees beverage or 25 rupees beverage, which are artificially, filled up with a lot of things. So we are not putting that. So things are very clear that we will be starting with this, starting with 3 flavors in beverage, and slowly and gradually we will, like, as cafes and restaurants open up in coming months, we'll be getting into, we'll be getting into B2B. Right now we are into B2C, so we'll go into B2B with, like, innovation with cold coffee, let's say, or we have ice cream in our pipeline. So ice cream will be something which is ridiculously delicious for us. We made a try batch and it was super impressive. So I can't wait to get into that. But yeah, starting with some minimum thing, which is something you have to build brand around. You can't start with 10 different products. You have to specify with 3 different flavors. Okay, let's take the feedback. Let's let the things be, and let's see how people react to this thing. So marketing, talking about marketing thing, yeah, it really should be awesome, because I'm super conscious about branding and marketing. I'm super conscious about it. Why I'm saying this, because there might be different kind of oatmeal brand. There are a lot of oatmeal brands in market, right? But what I want to build brand around OatsUp is something which is interesting. My brand voice, my the write-up, the website, the everything, labels, even the way I communicate with the people, the way people will get to see us, people will reach out to us, people will perceive us, how people describe our brand to their friends. That matters a lot, because that says, okay, how do people describe your brand? It doesn't matter how you are describing, but how people are describing to other, their friends or family or wife. So that matters a lot in terms of brand voice, or how they are talking about your brand. So this is which I am super excited about. I got a lot of good feedback from my friends and from a couple of strangers. They love the branding and packaging, like at initial level, though we can do a lot of improvement on that in future. But again, starting with this, I'm super conscious, and we just had a jugaad thing, right? We Indians are good in jugaad. So, we have to just get the designers, get the intern designers, do the things, tell them how to do, if you are aware of that. Otherwise they will create a mess, right? They will create packaging like Amul or something very typical or very boring side, right? So you have to guide them, and you have to, you yourself need to get into this mess in the beginning, because this is very important if you are conscious about your brand and brand voice and marketing thing. I have no experience in terms of corporate experience of this thing, but I observe a lot of brands and I talk to a lot of people. So this is something which I learn from mentors and people like you or any other people I talk to LinkedIn. So that is
listening to you, I'm learning. No, I mean, listening to you, I'm sure you would do awesome. I mean, you have all the qualities and skill to become a great entrepreneur. And it is very important for the society, our society, that we need entrepreneurs like yours, right? So, I mean, my following question, taking the discussion forward, how do you see consumer behavior evolving? Are Indians accepting plant-based meat alternative, plant-based food? Is there desire to change? Because if I'm not just about the milk, but if I'm a non-vegetarian, will I be okay taking a meat-based, plant-based alternative? Are you seeing any trends?
Yeah, very good question, I must say. So what is exactly happening is India is always, keeping eye on Western countries, right? They want to adopt the Western things, right? That is first fundamental thing with Indians, right? So first thing is that people are started, getting aware of those things, healthy and plant-based diet and all these things. Although it's a good thing, it's not something like Western concept that is coming to India. It's a grounded thing. People were vegan in India also, from last 50 years. There are many examples from even in 90s, 1980s, there were vegans from that time. But again, people are now getting aware because of social media, because of websites and news articles. Hindustan Times is covering it, Economic Times is covering it. What is happening with milk, allergens is happening with milk, lactose intolerance, all this stuff. People are adding shampoo, detergent, and milk. A lot of cases. I have seen people adding shampoo, detergents, and glucose in milk. So we don't have to talk about it anyway. There are a lot of challenges with this, and people are getting environment conscious and health conscious. First of all, if I talk about the animals, put the animals aside, but environment and health is a priority for health, especially is a priority for people. People are getting health conscious and they are developing a lot of things. So yeah, first thing is people are getting aware to social platforms, and in COVID, that thing skyrocketed. That thing went up surprisingly and massively because people were more educated and news came up so much that in US retail store 150% rise, 150 the plant-based meat sales were 150%, more than ordinary plant-based food. That was a news by some news media platform. So those kind of news people are seeing, and people are thinking, okay, people see it as an opportunity, or as a or acceptability, that okay, we should also change. Why they are changing? Let's figure it out. Let's search about it, what exactly it is. So that they come up with their own reason. First thing is this. Second thing is, you talk about acceptability. It totally depends how you position your brand. Again, it comes to the branding thing, how you position your thing. Because people, camel milk is something like camel milk. People started working on camel milk. So camel milk is gross. It's totally gross. But people are like, I don't know, like they are adding flavors. I was talking to some guy recently, and he was, he want to start. So it was amazing thing. So the thing with plant-based meat is, there's a term vegan and there's a term plant-based, right? There's a massive difference in terms of consumer perception towards both the terms. Why I'm saying this, there is also a survey and research done in UK and US. I forgot US or UK, and they had the set of consumers, and they did random surveys, and they figured out that vegan term vegan in your product or label or anywhere, if you are overusing it or using it in a front or showcasing it with your brand, or even if you have vegan word in a brand name, that is alienating people from using your products. That is refraining people. That is putting people into the mindset that okay, this is not made for me. This is made for vegan people. Right? If you use plant-based, that shows that you are natural, healthier, organic or something, feeling of goodness, feeling of healthier options. So that is the kind of acceptability which people have. The plant-based milk, I always call plant-based milk, because plant-based, I call it oatmeal directly, but even if people don't know oatmeal, I call it, okay, normally plant-based milk. So vegan milk, people, they are startups. I am not against them or something, but the consumer perception is something which matters a lot in terms of how you capture them. Because initially, customer acquisition is something where every mind and every resource goes into, right? So you have to be very cautious about how you brand yourself and what kind of terms and what kind of sentences and what kind of voice you're using in terms of your plant-based meat and or vegan meat. So that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and one more thing, I mean, see, Indian society is very sweet. People are very sweet. They like eating a lot of milk pudding and kheer and chai and all that, right? So how do you think a plant-based milk evolving in that category and catering to those kind of people who are sweet lovers and chai lovers?
Yeah, very good question again. So again, it comes down to taste, right? So taste is something which people are fanatic about. People can't compromise with taste, even if they compromise with the price. They don't want to compromise. They will, like, if I talk about the thadi wali chai, then people will always consume 5 rupees, 10 rupees thadi wali chai, right? That is way more affordable than what vegan chai or milk too, or really it's there in their diet. So the challenge in itself is they perceive is as a commercial thing. So even if they try to make it at their home, it will be super affordable for them initially, because if it is convenient to them. So there are a lot of good options. I mean, it's evolving, although it's evolving right now. I mean, we can't compare, their most delicious sweet with the, plant-based vegan sweet. Vegan sweet is also available, but that is not so much affordable. You will get almost like you will be paying twice or thrice price when compared to normal sweet. But yeah, if you are sweet fanatic, I'm not a sweet, sweet lover or something like that much. I don't consume that much sugar, so it's not a big deal for me. But if you are conditioned to that sweets and all these things, so yeah, either you buy vegan ghee is available. Everything is vegan. Plant-based options, alternative options are already available of everything. You talk about vegan mayo is available, vegan butter is available, vegan ghee is also available, cheese is already available, milk is there, affordable, like if you can find soy milk affordable, 90 rupees liter or something. So everything is sweets. There is a brand in Coimbatore those are selling vegan sweets. They're making vegan sweets out of vegan ghee and all these things. So if you can afford it, just enjoy it. I mean, already you should of course decrease the quantity, but again you can enjoy once in a while.
Definitely. I mean, I could see a lot of potential in plant-based milk and plant-based products. My final question to you, Animesh, I mean, if I'm in Hyderabad, there could be people in Bangalore, Delhi, Bombay, and if they want to buy this product, how would they go about?
Great. So it's again, it's too early for going outside the city, because again we will be starting with Jaipur only. But I have plans like down the line, after 4 months or 5 months, I'll definitely be raising funds, because like scaling up and showing some traction initially. I have this mindset. Maybe we might be able to self-sustain ourselves. That will be the best thing. But again, as we raise fund, we'll be getting into sustainable packaging. With extended shelf life, and we'll be able to transport our product to different cities and be putting it up in retail stores and Amazon and all these things. That will be convenient for everyone to enjoy it in a cleaner version. I'm very conscious about the cleaner thing, because healthier. If I can consume it, then I want others to consume the same thing, because that is my mindset with that. But already there will be a lot of challenges in terms of shelf life and all these things. So we will see how would you figure out those things. And accessibility, yeah, definitely we'll jump upon that very soon, but it's too initial for us to talk about going outside Jaipur, because we want to capture and understand the mindset of consumers already in Jaipur right now.
Awesome. So message to people, all people in Jaipur, start calling up Animesh, start checking his website, Oats Up, and start taking his products. I mean, it's a message to all the people in Jaipur. For other people in other cities, you need to wait for Oats Up, but still we can start taking up other plant-based. We can start taking and start consuming other plant-based alternatives. So when Animesh product is in the market, we can start comparing and trying out whatever is best for us. So thanks a lot, Animesh. It was great talking to you. It was very interesting.
Thanks to you. Thanks for having me, actually, because I love such kind of conversation. Always. I'm open to that. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much, Animesh.